How we doing, people? Tonight we've got for you on the YouTube at the compound, we've got a situation that says, when you build things and you say to yourself, this is temporary, know that sometimes years can go on by with that temporary situation. And when a temporary situation turns into a deteriorated situation, you know that you, the DIYer, have waited a little too long. So what we've got tonight for you is, let's take a look at these steps. These steps going up to my porch were a temporary set of steps. Now, as you see, I've got the railings that are it's got the aluminum extruded with the vinyl on the outside. We're getting ready to put those right here. But these stairs were temporary, people. You can see they were just temporary. They were whipped together. They're busting. They're coming apart. The railing's coming off of it. So what I've got for you today is some treated lumber. Take a look at this set of stairs I just whipped up. And when I say whipped up, I may have an hour in this. Now, yes, I do have a chop saw. Yes, I do have a tape measure. And also, we have a few other tools that we're going to get to. But the situation says, I seen a guy online build a set of stairs, and I said, that is just absolutely brilliant. So especially for a wide set of stairs like this is 7 feet wide, people. You would have to have all kinds of supports in the center in order to go up that without it flexing. Remember, you've got ice and snow and everything else up here in the north. This is treated lumber. That other lumber over there was not treated, because it was a temporary situation. But take a look at what we've got here now. You can see this. This is one box I built on the bottom, and every 16 inches I ran basically a support. That is 4 feet, okay, by 7. And then the next one is 3 feet by 7. And the next one is 2 feet by 7, and so forth, 1 feet. Tomorrow I have to put the rest of these deck boards on, but I can kind of show you the situation of what we're going to do here with just kind of an overview picture, if you will. Let me get it just right. Okay, can you see that I've overhung it here by about 1 inch? This will give it a nice reveal. What I'm going to do, I think, is maybe come over even 2 inches, because what I'm going to do is wind up putting some trim boards up the sides. Okay, but as you can see, that's one. But let's try to see if we can do it. Okay, as you can see, that's the way it's going to be. Well, that's a bad scenario to even look at. I don't like that board. But as you can see, and the reason why I want to do it like this is to let the rainwater and so forth out. Okay. You don't want to have water and ice stuck on your steps, because that is a situation that is leading for a disaster, people. But this anybody can do. You basically want to get your rise and your run, okay? And what I mean by that is you want to get your overall height to your top step, which would be my porch. These are going to be, now these are 5.5. Okay, the boards are 5.5 plus 1.5 inch board on top. That's going to give you a 7-inch step. That's very comfortable. Now, most of your codes are between 6 and 8 inches. But that's the deal there. Now, what I do want to show you is sometimes when you get, even though these are nominal boards, and what that means is they're supposed to be cut at a certain size, 1.5 inch by 5.5, okay? Sometimes you'll get one that maybe you had somebody that voted for Kamala Harris in the shop, and they don't know how to add or subtract, and the board is not 5.5, it's 5 3/4. So what we have to do in that scenario, people, let's find it. Let me find it for you. Oh, where did I put it? Anyway, oh, here it is. You can see all the wood shavings. Okay, I had to take a few boards. Now, I could have sat there all day with that sander and tried sanding it, but what I did is I went old school. I grabbed me a plane and I put my hands on it. Now this is an old school tool, but it's a good tool. It's a tool made of steel, and it's a tool that says if you want to get something shaved down and you want to get it planed down, because that's the name of this thing, is a plane, then you can get her done and get her done right. Now listen people, you notice the blade is right here. Never lay these down. If you see one of these, lay it down like that. You don't want to damage the blade. Always lay it on its side. But that's neither here nor there. But you can see the wood chips and shavings. These chips and shavings are good size. That plane makes short order of it. What it was I had a scenario on the longest one, believe it or not. Both sides I had to run that plane down here because it was sticking up a good 1/4 of an inch. But as you can see, all the supports land on the next one, and this is going to go on that concrete pad. So as you can see, it's going to be very stable, people. We can walk up them here and show you. It's going to be very stable. Now I'm 215 pounds and these things aren't even flexing. So that's the scenario there. We got that underway. There's something else I want to show. I want to bring you over to this other deal that we went and picked up. We had it ordered. Let me get this out of the way. Let me get some of this other stuff out of the way. Okay, let's move that. Now what we've got here, people, is a 26 kV generac. As you can see, that's the transfer switch or panel there. It's a Guardian. It's a 26 kW. It's the biggest one they make right now for the home series. It's got a pallet. I was at Home Depot where I picked it up, and the guy kind of come out with this fork truck that only goes one way. As you can see how I have it, it only goes in this way. It doesn't fit this way. Let me back this up, this camera. But all this, you see all this cardboard? I was doing about 50 miles an hour and this thing just started to come apart on the highway. So I had to pull over, regather the cardboard, make sure nothing was in there that I was going to miss or lose. There was some trim pieces. I'll bring you up front and show you. There were some trim pieces that I had to get out of there. Okay, but it's a nice unit. It's a strong unit, and it's my unit. Now you say to yourself, what's the price on something like that? Well, if you want to know the price, they're around $7,000, and that's not with installation. This one here with the transfer switch, I believe the transfer switch, it's included. I know it is, but I'm saying they're like $800 for this panel. So roughly it's $6,200 plus the transfer switch. It was about $7,000. Now, I had my daughter help me out with it, and they have a discount that they got from the store with the military. So they turn around and help me out with that. So we saved, I believe they cap you at $400. But there it is, people. We've got a Guardian. We are getting ready to install this, and the situation is saying that what we're going to do is have immediate power within 5 seconds. Now I am going to do an unboxing. I mean, it is unboxed, but you know what I mean. I'm going to use the excavator and get this off here, but I am going to do a full and thorough investigation, and I'm going to do a video set showing you, the DIYer, how to install this. They're not hard to do, people. They're not hard to do. It's much harder to sit back and wonder and worry when you're a guy like myself. I'm not a worrier by nature, but when you're on the road like I am, I work a lot, and the last thing you want to do is wonder if you have half power running to your house, burning all your equipment up, your compressors, your refrigerators and freezers with all your deer meat in it. That's the last thing you want to do. So what I've got going on is a situation that says we're going to put that in, we're going to put it in right. But I've got to do some cleanup around there. I got to go get a building permit for it. I believe they're like 40 bucks. They just want to make sure you're away from your offsets, 5 feet away from any ignition source, 5 feet away from any window, and that's the situation we're dealing with. We also are on a tri situation here, if you will, a tri-level wind today. Let me take you through the situation. So as you see, I got this box mounted. I got the box mounted. I actually I went and got a hydraulic line. And look what I got in here, people. This was a pump I had purchased offline before COVID. I want to say I paid $129 for that. It's a 10 quart, I believe. What I did was I added these. I've got to trim this piece off here. It's a little long. I added these. I built that piece there because it was not, this is wider than a battery. This is a battery hold down. Underneath, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to try to bring you down there. You see that bracket down here, right here? I built this frame because this has an area down there at the bottom. This has an area down here where this pump bolts into something. So what I did is I went right through the bottom of the box and I bolted it, but I wanted to have that up off the floor in case water or something got in there. This battery is out of Little Susie. Little Susie is still giving us good things. My little Hyundai I had, the little black Hyundai, this battery was a good battery. It was a battery that always started that car, and it was replaced. So I wound up keeping it, and it actually is a good situation. Now what I did is I mounted this little holder here so that you can pull this out. But we can give you a rundown on it. This cord is not as long as I'm normally used to. This is about say a 10-foot cord. As you can see, I'm standing back. I would say it's 10 or 12 feet, maybe 15 overall. But let's take a look at the situation, people. Ho-ho-ho! Let's go! Homie's not playing. Now, when you hear that dump trailer go up, know that that has been in the back of my mind, that winding, for a long time. Ever since I started this project. Now, I want you to see the angle of the dangle, if you will. That situation right there says we have success, people. We have success. Now, the only thing we've got left on this dump trailer is the light kit and the tailgate. And that's it. So I'm actually very happy. I'm very proud. I got to leave out of town Sunday. But as you can see, we do have to put a rod in here, a protection rod, so that if we go to work on it, we're safe. And let me show you where that would go. That goes right here. It mounts in here and it comes up and sticks up in here. I got to weld a pocket there so that rod can support that in case you're working on something. You don't ever want to work underneath the hydraulics without that support in there. And that kind of lays right here in this little ramp right here. Now I got measuring this up. My ramps are going to fit right inside here. I'm going to build a couple brackets where I can set them in there. But let's take you around the back and show you how angled up that is. I mean, that is going to serve me beautifully, people. And I'm very happy with it. I'm very pleased with the situation. And right now, that pump, I think that pump assembly is about 250 bucks online. So I'm glad I got that before COVID. I'm glad I got it and I had it stored. I knew I was going to do this project. But that's the deal, people. As you can see, it's we'll bring it down. Let me stop right there. Okay, you see that line right there, people? That's the line I just bought. Now that line right there, I had that line made. That was 145 bucks with the fittings and everything. Now what I did was I got this stuff, it's called a pigtail, I believe. As you can see right here, this threads over the pipe, so as you go through any holes, it's not cutting on your line. And I made that little whip right there so that as it goes up and down, it's not putting stress on it. And on the actual box itself, I put this rubber grommet also. But let's bring her down, people. Let's show you how she... Oh, here's the other thing I did. I installed these rubber mounts here. Now, these originally were on here. These are not from here originally. I took these off of a pressure washer and had to cut them down. I had to build a bolt. I just took a bolt with a washer and flat welded it so it's not above the... It's not hitting the metal on here. But that's the deal, people. We're bringing her down. We're bringing her down nicely. And that's it. But as you can see... Oh, man, let me tell you something. This is addicting. When you got something like this, you have a real dump trailer when this happens, people. When you have something like that, you can consider yourself in the dump trailer brotherhood, let's say. If you've got a dump trailer, you know what I'm talking about. Just to hear that winding noise. Ho! You know you're in the brotherhood when you have that. But this is your boy Bry. We're loving it. And you can hear the fluid going back in the tank nicely. And we couldn't be happier. The situation says we could not be happier. We have the generac. We have the new steps going in. We have a lot going on here, people. We have a lot going on that we're trying to get done. And how do I put this to you? We've got the dump trailer damn near shitting in high cotton right now. We are shitting in high cotton. So this is your boy Bry. I want you to realize that we're not going to give up. We are going to get the tailgate done. Let me give you a look at that. As you see, this is the tailgate. Okay. Someone welded this pin on here. This is no good. This is heavy, hard steel. This is good, thick steel. You can see it's, I think it's 3/8. But that's got to come off and put this pin system back on like this one is here. Then I've got to weld some washers on the end so that when it goes in, people will be in good shape. But that's the deal. We got the dump trailer functional, and we're happy and we're loving it. And we also got these stairs underway. But hey, let me say a shout out to all the people out there that do it themselves and don't hire it done. Look at, man, this world was made for guys and girls like you and I that do things like this, that we make our own stuff. We don't always have to wait on a contractor. And at the end of the day, if you take your time, you too can do it right and do it right and do it right. Because if you're not doing it right, you are not doing it. This is your boy Bry. I got to get on down the road.